The original Coaley Junction station, where the branch to Cam and Dursley diverged from the main line, linking Gloucester, Birmingham and the Midlands, with Bristol in the southwest. It was served by numerous stopping trains, and quite a few expresses swept through until it was closed in 1965. CoJAC took its name from the original old station, so we called ourselves Coaley Junction Action Committee. But on May the 14th, 1994, we ran the first ever train from our new station, Cam and Dursley. And we had a send-off from the Stinchcombe Silver Band. The CoJAC Express was about to depart. Where is that train? Well, in Gloucester, it was being formed by this train, which had just come up from Bristol. And this was going to be connected to the back two coaches of this train coming along from Cardiff. So here we are, the formation of the CoJAC Express. This is the interior of a Class 158 regional express train. Unfortunately, we were kept waiting a little bit by the wrong kind of sheep who'd wandered onto the line. We could have filled the train 3 times over, but this was the maximum length of train allowed from our new 4-carriage platform. In fact, Regional Railways told us that this was the entire train that they could get for the day. Off to Paignton. First stop, Exeter, and then Torquay.
Ladies and gentlemen, the public car is now open at the rear of the train. We have only got 1,000 pints left at the moment. We'll have to get some more in Bristol.
That was Chas Wright of Ewley Brewery calling his wares, and Harry and Margaret Atkinson selling raffle tickets.
What do you think of the reopening of Coaley Junction?
I think it's very good indeed. It brings, especially this trip, bringing all the community together for a day out.
Lovely. It's better than going on the bus. But then again, I go on a scooter everywhere, so like, it's a nice change from that.
I think it's a wonderful achievement, and all credit goes to not only Clive Moffat, but the group of people who we got together, and what seemed initially to be a little bit more than a pipe dream has become reality. I think it's a wonderful achievement.
It's very good for the community.
Best day of my life.
Really? You didn't know what the weather was going to be like.
Do you think you'll be using the train a lot instead of your car?
It's difficult to say at the moment, but if we did get the opportunity, then yes, we would use it.
No, it doesn't. I would use it if I was going to work. I think it's excellent, especially for my daughters when they start working, to be able to have this transport. It's going to be a great boon for people that work in Gloucester and Bristol.
Well, only during the summer months probably. That's not just to take the children down to Bristol or Western. I hate travelling to Gloucester by car. It takes too long. It's long traffic queues, and it strikes me as a crazy way of travelling in. So I use it every day if I can.
Well, I think it's absolutely essential that we start to look at the problems of travel, because we all use our cars and are very selfish about use of our cars. And I think the opening of the junction is so important that we've got to realise that we must look at other means of travel, and the junction is going to be an important thing for the people of Cam and Dursley, in relieving the loading on the roads. I love using my car, but this is the way to travel. We've come down past the M5 all the way down here. We've even seen the queues at Bridgewater of all of us sat in our little tin boxes. We've got to accept that we can't all do as we wish to do, and that the train travel is really the way we ought to be going.
For long journeys, yeah, but not to Bristol, you know, because like, it's too far to walk into the centre. But like for the seaside and things like that, I'm going up north, no, it'd be good.
Quite often I would think, you know, convenience, shopping, Bristol and Gloucester.
Did you know that it was open before, a few years ago?
Yes. My family used to work on the railway at Coaley Junction, so that's how we sort of knew all about it.
I don't remember ever travelling from this station because I was only young at the time, but I do remember the old Dursley donkey.
Yes, I actually travelled on the last Dursley donkey out of Long Street.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I well remember the railway being up. When I left school I started on the railways, you see. So I have actually worked at Coaley Junction on relief as the clerk. Oh, very popular. The thing was, in those days, you see, in the 50s, when we married first and had young children, we could go on the train from Cam to Gloucester and take the children in the pram and the pushchair, you see, and change at Coaley Junction and put the pushchair on, or the guard or the porter would move it for us, you know, and we go to Gloucester, round Gloucester and back again and have a good day out. All for 1 and 9.
Torquay. This is where we picked up the Mayor of Torbay, Councillor John Nichols, and his wife. They look like they're going to enjoy our visit.
I'd just like to welcome all the people from Dursley on this special train, and I'm very pleased to be joining in with the celebrations of reopening the junction at Coaley. So I hope you all have a happy day.
That's Councillor Jane Ball of Cam behind Dursley's Mayor Pat Connors at Paignton. We were met by various councillors and officials and representatives of the tourism business, not to mention the local school band. There goes the train off to the siding for the afternoon. There's Alan Guive, the Gazette, with the camera. What do you think of it so far?
Do you believe that other small communities should be campaigning for the reopening of their abandoned stations?
Most definitely, because this would take the traffic off the roads and put them back on the rail where they belong, where they used to be years ago.
I think we've got to make sure that all railway lines to communicate with people are kept open. We are, strange enough, within this council area looking at our future in transport terms, and we know that the car, or the thousands and thousands of millions of cars, are becoming a nuisance. We can't put them all on the road. One of the obvious alternatives has got to be rail, and we're really looking in this area to say the use of rail and extension of rail around here for our own future. And one of those areas we're looking at is the steam train, and can we keep this steam train actually as part of the new infrastructure, if you want, a bit of the old helping us for the new, so it's vitally important.
I think there's a bit of a breeze coming in from the Atlantic. Excuse me. Let's look back at the building work. In November '93, they cleared the county grit dump and lifted the siding. This is a view from Box Road Bridge, of course. Any moment now they'll be moving the signal and putting in foundations for the platform. Of course, all this work by the track was done over weekends when the line was closed. There's some coping stones going on. Fences started to go up. Now this is where they started to work on the foundations for the footbridge. Now the surface is coming into place. A bit more fence. Tarmac's going down. There we are, the shelters are in place now. A bit more final work and tidying on the fence. And any moment now, there's a footbridge. That went up one night in March. Meanwhile, back in Paignton, have we enjoyed ourselves?
How was your day in Paignton?
Wet.
Quite enjoyable, but the weather was so very, very disappointing. But we went and had a meal.
We spent half of it in Torquay, and we ran all around the shops, thank goodness, because of the rain. But it was very enjoyable.
Unfortunately, the Cornish Riviera didn't fulfil its promise.
Alan, which pub did you go to, and how many pints of cider did you tip down your throat?
You know, we read the brochures, and it said all about the hours of sunshine, but unfortunately the sun didn't shine on us today. So we spent most of the time over a very long lunch, a very winey lunch, and wander around the shops.
Wet and horrible. No, we didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed the last hour.
Very good day, very enjoyable.
Do you think you'll use the train regularly?
To places like Gloucester and Bristol I might, yes, but not for long trips, I don't think, because I don't think they'll be this cheap. I don't think if we want to go to Paignton in the future, I don't think it'll be 10 quid. So, but I don't know, so we'll just have to see. But I'd like to support the station, obviously, because I don't want it to die out.
Yeah, I should definitely use it again.
I'll be coming on more excursions. My wife will probably use it to go into Gloucester. She might use it to go up to Nottingham to see her mother. It depends how the connections are and how the timetable is. But yeah, I think we'll make use of it in the future.
Here, what you're offering is a bonus in time. If you can sort of go drive from Dursley down to Cam and Dursley station and leave the car in safety, and then get a half-hour train trip down to Bristol at an attractive price, yeah, then that would sell the station. I think pitched at £6, £6.50, it rather makes me wonder if it's going to be worthwhile. For commuters, that is. Perhaps it might be worthwhile for shopping trips to Bristol. But then it would rather depend on how good the links are from Temple Meads to the shopping area.
We had a good time and we had a paddle at the end.
Alan was quoting peak time fares, by the way.
We're just about to start very shortly the draw for these 19 fantastic prizes. Prize number 1, which is a complimentary round family saver ticket for 2 adults and 2 children on the South Devon Railway, is White 161 and has been won by Alan Hale in coach D. Right on there. Alan Hale, coach D.
There's Tidmouth.
Okay. Pat Connors is drawing prize number 2, which is a family complimentary ticket, 2 adults and 2 children for Berkeley Castle. And it is blue ticket 862, Mins in coach B. Prize number 3, also family complimentary ticket for Berkeley Castle, 2 adults and 2 children, being drawn by Ruth Merritt. It is a pink ticket 305, and the name is Brinkworth in coach D. Pat Connors prize number 4, which are 2 day return tickets from Cam and Dursley to Weston-super-Mare. And that is, we saying this is blue? Blue. That is a blue ticket number 296, and it's Downer in coach A.
Oh dear, it was raining here as well. It still is. It was, wasn't it? 4 days later, May the 18th, a train from Gloucester to Weston-super-Mare stops especially for another historic event.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cam and Dursley Station. We have today Dr John Cordwell, Chairman Environmental Committee of Gloucestershire County Council, Theo Steele, Director of the Train Operating Company, Regional Railways, South Wales and West, and Peter Strachan, Director of Railtrack, who will be the owner of this new station today. So I'll call on Dr John Cordwell to perform the opening ceremony.
This reopening is a unique event in Gloucestershire, and one for which many of us have been striving for decades. I'm delighted to be taking part in the opening ceremony and hope that its uniqueness will be very short-lived. Mr Steele, I look to you to ensure that in future your trains stop here for the convenience of local residents.
So thank you for coming, thank you for all your support, and do use it. I could do with the lolly, and we can then go on and improve the service. Cheers.
Can I say that this type of project represents the very best in what we want to do for railways in this country. I really have three options open to me. One is to allow the infrastructure to carry on the way it is and preserve the status quo. The second option is to allow it to wither and neglect and die, and I have to say that maybe government has that intention when you get deep inside parts of the Treasury. And the third option, and I have to say that I'm pleased to announce that I'm taking this course, is to make sure that we develop the railway assets of this country, to expand the network and to grow the amount of people and freight that are using rail in this country. And I'm taking that course.
Now I ask Dr John Cordwell if he would kindly unveil the plaque to declare the station open.
How do I do it?
It's the stone on the ground. Thank you.
We only give Welsh ministers graffiti to unveil.
So off we went to Gloucester, with children from all the local primary schools.
Right, where are you off to today then?
Gloucester.
And what are you going to do when you get there?
Have lunch.
Right, is this your first time on a train?
Yes, but I've been on a train when I was a baby, but I can't remember it.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, a bit.
Are you excited as well though?
Yeah, a bit.
What are you going to do when you get to Gloucester? Just have lunch and then come back?
Yeah.
You coming back on the train as well?
I don't know.
Why don't you think Mum and Dad will use the train a lot?
I just don't think they will, because they don't really like trains, I don't think.
Parents, rotten old things. Off to Shire Hall for a reception. Or alternatively, back to school and the newly opened station. A couple of weeks later, on May the 29th, it was the start of the new summer timetable, and that was when our train service at Cam and Dursley station really started.